Good day guys. In this video, I'm going to show you how to efficiently work with tables, specifically in Microsoft Word, and it might be applicable to other applications as well. So let's start. In a new document, I already have transferred some of the data that we need for this activity. So to insert a table, you just need to go to Insert tab and then select how many rows and columns you need for a specific table. So in this case, I have inserted 2 column tables and multiple rows. When working with tables, it would be convenient if you can determine the total number of columns you need for the table, because it is easier to insert rows than inserting columns. To work with tables, you need to understand how table works. So a table is composed of cells that is grouped into rows and columns. So rows are cells that are arranged horizontally, and columns are cells that are arranged vertically. So each cell composing a table is separated with borders. As you can see, in this table, borders are still visible, which you can set to invisible or transparent if you want. So when you click on the table, you will be able to see the table handle. The table handle can be used to drag and drop the tables. At the same time, select the entire table. So when you click on the table handle, you will be able to select the entire table and apply a general format for the entire table. So if, for example, in this case, I want to hide all the borders, so I am selecting no border option or format for the table. So that is the purpose of the table handle. A cell can be resized individually, or it can be resized in group. So you can resize it by columns or column and row. That is how you resize a row and a column. You just need to hover on the border and wait for this cursor to appear, the resize cursor, and just need to click and drag to the desired width of the column. If you need to resize a specific cell without affecting the entire column, you have to select the entire cell before you resize. This is applicable to Word and other applications, but not at all times, because you cannot do this in Microsoft Excel. That is how you resize a cell, a column, and a row. When you enter data, it's just a matter of inserting the cursor before you start entering data. So just say, for example, in this cell, I want to insert some text. So I need to insert the cursor first before I insert a text. So the same, if you want to align, you need to highlight and then apply alignment. Another is, if you need to insert a row in tables, you can also insert rows. So you don't need to move everything just to add another row. You just need to highlight on the row or a row where you want to insert, or just need to put your cursor on a specific row where you want to insert a new row, and then go to layout, and then under rows and columns section, you just select insert above or insert below. So in this case, I'd like to insert a row below, so I have a new row. So I'll just insert this. Oh, sorry. So in this case, if I need another row for the table, I just need to go to the last cell of the row, last row, and then press tab, and you will have a new set of rows. So for example, in this case, in this part here, you need 2 columns only. So all you need is to highlight this part, the 2 cells in this row, both cells, and then select merge cells. So this time, both cells will be merged into one. The original setup for this table is 2 columns, and in this part there are 3 columns. So what I did is I just split the cells. So when you select a cell you want to split, go to layout and then select split cells. and then you need to define how many columns you want the cells to be split, or how many rows the cells you want to be split. Say for example, I want to split this into 2 columns and 2 rows, and that's what will happen. Okay, so for this we need to merge this. The opposite of split is merge. The opposite of merge is split. So I need to merge this into one cell. That is how you split and merge cells. In this case, I have 2 columns with different widths. The best way to resize and get the equal width of the cell is to use this option under the layout. Use the distribute columns function. That way the width of the cell or the highlighted cell will be distributed equally. Next step is to work with borders. So working with borders, you can use this option here, or you can use the border and shadings under table properties. So for border and shadings, I want to remove the borders around the top border, left and right borders. So it would be easier to use this option than do the other option, the manual option. So what I need to do is to apply it to the table and then remove the cells, the border on left and right and top portion. And as you can see in the lower part, there is a thick border for the bottom part, so we need to set thicker, say for example 2 1/4 point thick border. So I just need to set the bottom border to 2.25 point thickness border, and then press OK, and then OK. Now let's go back to this guide. As you can see, there is a space between, or margin between, the contents and the cell. So if you manually adjust the cells to come up with the same output, it would be time consuming, and you will not have the same control. So manual is never an option. So how to do that? You just need to select the entire table and then go back to table properties, and earlier we used the borders and shadings. This time we will use the options. So for the options, you can see that the top cell margins and bottom cell margins are set to 0. We can set the same margin for the left and right, or you can go higher if you need more spacing. And this is our finished product. Also, there is an option in tables where you can set different alignments, mixture of vertical and horizontal alignment. So say for example, I want this text to be displayed on the middle. I just need to by default this is aligned right, so I'll select the middle or center right. That is how you work with this alignment. But in this example, it is aligned top right, so I'll set it back to top right. Also in tables, you can convert tables into text. Also you can insert formula, but formulas in Microsoft Word are static, meaning you need to manually update the formula to get the actual result. So for some data that needs sorting, example in this table below, so I have here a table containing the list of names of personalities separated by last name and first name. Say for example, I want to arrange these names according to their last names and their first names. So all I need is to select sort, and as you can see in this dialog box, Word has detected that I am using a row header. So it is selected. Then if you are not, then you can change it to no header row. So this way, if you have selected a header row, the header will not be included in the sort. So if you don't have a header, just make sure to select a no header option in order for this part to be included in the sort. So in this case, I'm using a header, so let's set it to header row, and then which part I want to sort it from. So I want to sort it by last name, type, text, and ascending, and then I want to sort this by their first name. So let's say, for example, it has two personalities with the same last name. So if I don't sort this by first name, there's a possibility that Liam will be first on the list and Chris will be last. So this way you will be sure that Chris will be on the first list and Liam will be on the last. So that is how you use the sort function. So I think that's all for this lesson. I hope you get to spend more time playing around with the different functions or features with regards to tables. Also, you can explore on the table designs where you can select on different presets of table styles that you can apply to your table, like this. Also, you can play around with borders manually. So as the saying goes, experience is the best teacher. So in this field of specialization, the best way to learn is to learn it by doing. That's all, and thank you for watching.